This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 4-5.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5, Heather B.
Yes.
This is like when we were little, we used to watch the Disney Channel and Walt Disney movies used to come on Sundays, and they made you believe that dreams can come true.
When you wish upon a star.
One of our next guests, Torey Hardrict, is here with us. And when he came on the show last time, I just want to play a conversation we had when Corey came on our show on Sway in the Morning, Shade 4-5.
Like I had lost my mom to to leukemia, and I made her a promise when she was passing that I would move to LA and I would try to win an Oscar one day. And then when she passed, I sat around Chicago for a little bit. Yeah. Just like, man, you know, like it really, she's not here no more. So I got to fulfill that promise. So I went to Inglewood with $70 and
wow.
Yeah, so I'm here.
That was then. And then he got an opportunity. He earned an opportunity to be part of one of the biggest celebrated movies in recent times.
No doubt.
And I remember watching the Oscars and hearing this.
And the Oscar goes to American Sniper.
There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, he thought he was going to say his name, right?
I was about to say, whoa, how did you do that? How did you do that, man? That was, oh, man.
But the first thing I thought of when I saw you, you know, being a part of that really impactful movie, that Oscar was actually, I think, in sound and editing.
Sound editing, yeah, sound editing.
But all the nominations, all the chatter, you had an opportunity of being a part of a project that won an Oscar, and I was like, man, I think I might even hit you and said congratulations.
I believe you did. Yep, you sure did.
And you willed it.
I willed it, man.
To fruition. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you very much, man. It's a blessing just to be doing what I love, and just to for you guys to show me so much support up here at Sway, man. It's a dream come true. Just listening to you for years, and then finally being able to sit here with you, and you just respecting me. I'm respecting you and what you do, and you just a stand-up guy. So thank you for just having me here again, and the crew here for Brotherly Love. I appreciate you, Sway.
Okay, we got the crew from Brotherly Love is here. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
Which is a Flavor Unit film.
Shout out to Queen Latifah and Shakim and Flavor Unit for making this film happen for us. So much love for them.
Those people are our family, you know. In
Jersey.
Okay, Heather. Dang, don't start set tripping in the interview, man. This ain't that. We're not banging yet. And you brought two cast members. Why don't you introduce them for us?
Wow, Eric Hill.
Yeah. Hey guys.
And Julito McCullum.
Yeah. What's
and
up,
they're phenomenal in this movie. I mean, Eric, go ahead, man. Tell them where you from. He from here. So.
Yeah, man. I'm from the Bronx, and you know, there was at one point where I just sat down and I was just watching like a bunch of your interviews, bro. And I was just saying to myself, like, wow, because you know, when you grow up in the '90s, you know, you don't get to see radio. Yeah. So then it's like, oh wow, I get to see Sway in action, you know, and then to be here, like maybe like a month later, is crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Parkchester. We got some people coming up. Right?
Damn, Parkchester. Wow, that's a clean neighborhood. Did you bring 16 bars with you? No. Okay, all right, great.
I think Julito raps, so he's from here too.
I do music. Yeah, I definitely do music.
I'm not trying to get a shout out from.
And I just my sentiments. I share Eric's sentiments as well. I grew up watching you. I've met you a few times, and you've always been a stand-up person. And thank you guys for having us, man. It's really honored to be here.
Oh no, you know, well, thank you guys. Heather, feel like we about to accept an Oscar.
You deserve one.
Yo, that movie made about 700 million.
Well, Corey? It says 600 worldwide. So, man, I'm still dreaming. I'm in shock, man. But like I said, this movie we're here to talk about today is just as important as Sniper.
What's interesting is, you know, we've had Jamie Foxx on the show. We've had Monique on the show. We've had a lot of Oscar affiliated people or winners on this show, and they tend to go and do movies of the same magnitude a lot of times. Right. But this brotherly love movie isn't necessarily that. It's almost, I feel like you came back to the block for this one. Well, I mean,
you have to. I mean, me been doing all these movies. I've been doing the big eventful movies on a big spectrum, and I feel like sometimes you can lose the people because they follow the movie for the event more than the personal connection. And one thing about this movie was it wasn't no explosions. It was just all a great script. It was on the page and it was personal and it connected with me because I'm from the inner city of Chicago and this was set in West Philly in the Overbrook section. And it was a real movie and it dealt with real characters and it dealt with people I grew up around. So I said, let me do something for my people because they was always just like, can Cory, he married to one of them, can he do this? And I'm like, yo, this is what I do. So give me a shot and, hopefully the world resonates with it, man. And, yeah, I had fun doing it too.
It's a really, the movie starts off shockingly, it grabs your attention from the beginning. And I shared with these guys, I haven't watched the ending yet. But everybody around me, DB's watched the movie, Kelly's watched the movie. One thing I did notice, you got a lot of a great cast of characters. Macy Gray is in this movie.
Yep, she plays our mother.
Everybody named
Kiki
Mama
Palmer,
is in this
she
movie.
plays my younger sister.
And my twin sister.
Yeah, he plays my younger brother. We got Malik Yoba, Faison Love.
Romeo Miller, Quincy
we got
Brown.
Quincy Brown who kills it. We got a lot of
Logan Browning,
breaking a
Justin
lot of new
Martin.
people in this movie. Yeah,
Definitely.
Lil JJ.
Jay Lewis.
Wow.
Jay Lewis
And
is
he's not doing comedy.
It's
in
far
this
from
joint.
comedy. He out there
giving
bucking.
you the chops.
Yeah, he
chops.
doing it. He doing it.
Mark
in this
John
one.
Jeffrey. Shout out to Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Macy was in Training Day, and she's been around big movies. Kiki is Kiki. Kiki's huge.
she doing
and
everything,
Quincy Q got it off too. I saw.
No, in this film,
Yeah.
He got
you're
off.
gonna be surprised with Quincy, man. Quincy has really shocked the world in this movie. I feel so.
The-
Everybody came to work.
Kelly, we were talking about the movie. Kelly, who's our EP, and she does a segment here as well. And I said, how would you summarize this movie from your perspective? And she said, I feel like it's a movie about choices.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Eric?
150%.
Why so?
Because it gives a voice to the voiceless. There are so many people who watch what happens in the hood, but they don't understand why things happen. And you can look at someone who is out on the block, but when you understand that there's a family that he comes back home to, you can understand the motivation for his actions. But what the film also sheds light on is the repercussions for your actions.
Yeah.
So it really does display the choices because so many different characters are at a crossroads throughout the film, and you actually watch them have to make the decision as to whether they're going to go left or go right. And that's what really drives the film. It's those little choices right there.
Sway mentioned a little while ago how Jamie Foxx was here, and he was actually talking about winning an Oscar and somebody having to pull him back, and that person was Oprah. He said he never got into the film industry to win an Oscar. He said he had no respect for it. He said he was out wilding and partying and doing his thing, and Oprah actually grabbed him, took him to Quincy Jones's house, and he had to sit down with Sidney Poitier and all of the dudes, the legends.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in each one of you, for every one of you, is somebody who kind of reins you back in? You on this ride right now. You don't know what's going to happen. Who are those mentors in your life?
Wait, before you answer that question, we're going to come back, all right, and find out that answer. It's Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. All right, Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. We got my homie Cory Hardrict is here. Eric Hill is here. And is it Julio?
Julito.
Julito with that good ass hair.
Yeah, but I was trying, I know in the Spanish language, you don't pronounce the J.
The J
It's
is
the
solid.
Julito.
The J's are the
H's.
The H's, right?
Yeah.
What is your...
My middle name is actually De Jesus too.
What is your...
I'm Colombian.
You're Colombian?
Colombian.
Did you bring any cocaine with you?
I ain't got that yayo. I ain't got that.
yayo?
No, I ain't in love with the cocoa. I ain't in love with the cocoa.
My bad.
You funny, man.
Cory, Heather brought up a question about what Jamie Foxx talked about, how Oprah and Sidney Poitier kind of reeled him in when he was up for that Oscar nomination. But you got, you've done so many movies and you got so many movies ahead of you.
Right.
Have you had a person like that just kind of mentored you?
I haven't, not at all. I mean, it's just me and my wife and my son. That foundation is what I have. We just real simple people, man, and I just focus on the work and the craft. We talked about this, man, back in Phoenix, and I was just like, I asked you, man, how do I get out there, man? I don't know. I just know how to work and do the work. That's all I know, and that's all I know now. I'm new at still doing this part.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep that. That's what I'm gonna keep until I get to the Oscars and win. I'm gonna keep this same mind state that I have the work, and that's it.
Work first. He did
work.
say that. He did first radio interview was with us. He was like, yeah,
that's
let's do this
true.
way.
Letha, what about you? Any mentors?
Actually, you brought up Jamie, man, and he actually came to the screening and saw the film and said he loved it, and that was humbling to me to see somebody that, you know, on the top like he is, and still say, you know what, keep going.
We just seen Jamie in the hallway right now. He was like, whatever scripts you got, let's do it now. I'm like,
damn, that's huge.
He just said it. We was in the hallway because I know Fox for a while. And I must say, shout out to Puffy, man, and Terrence J, because they introduced us in L.A. at the L.A. premiere, and Puffy introduced me like, man, superstar. And I was like, me? You know, I'm like, wow, that's dope, coming from a legend like Puff Daddy.
But you earned that, though.
Nah, but you know.
It's all a humbling experience, man. It's all humbling when you see these great.
I'm gonna be real with you. To answer that question, and I'm not like blowing smoke or anything like that. Cory, Cory's the person that has really like looked out for me, and I keep telling people this just to explain to you like the type of person that Cory is. When Cory was filming Sniper, I was like having an issue with an audition, and I was like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I should do it. And the only person that I thought to contact was Cory, so I call him. And I leave him a voicemail, and he doesn't respond. I get a 2-page email from Cory detailing everything, explaining not only why he couldn't call, but everything that I needed to know to make the right decision. So people always ask about like the synergy on set. Like Cory and I on the way here, you know what I mean, had an amazing conversation. Like he's constantly there, and that's awesome because it's, I say him right now, but this entire cast has been like that. Like, you know, I love telling people that Kiki is everything that you want her to be. Yeah. You know, she's really the sweetest person. Like Kiki sent me a YouTube video of an hour long about spirituality because that's what me and her talk about. You know, a lot of the people that I've met on this set, including Julito, and Nafisa, like we ended up praying at 4 o'clock in the morning. At one time before set. Like these, honestly, this brotherly love crew, that couldn't have been a better title for the movie. Brotherly Love. You know, I mean, these guys have been my mentors throughout
April 24th, go see it.
Definitely.
The light-skinned Tupac.
Well, you know, it's funny because...
Baby Denzel.
Actually, when Baby Denzel, he had to put the softener on it, right? I like that. When I was watching the movie, it reminded me of the Bishop, you know, ish feel that I got when I watched Juice, and it was... And a lot of it was coming. Cory's a boss, you know, in a sense, in the movie, and it's a lot of, it's some violence and it's some, you know, some really shocking moments in this movie. And I gotta ask you, are you concerned that the movie might be misperceived as glorifying violence?
No. Because this is what happens in the inner city in our communities. You know, you got to show them what happens, and then you got to show the cause and effect that you can go to jail or you can die. It's that simple, man. So we didn't want to get messagey, but you want to people relate to things that are honest and true, man. And we got to show that in filmmaking, and that's why this was set out as an independent film. You know, a studio would have hopped in and said, no, we're not doing Scarface or Godfather, but in indie, you can get more guerrilla with it. Yeah. And they kept a lot of the stuff, you know, that we shot, and, you know, that's where you get art from. Art is not, it's not supposed to look great. You know, you get it from like a crazy situation, and that's what we came out with this film. So
no, brother. It's just, you know, when you ask that question about are we afraid, brother, honestly, I'm not, like I said, I'm from Parkchester. It's not like the most gangster community in the world, but you know, stuff goes down. And outside of Parkchester, you know, it's the South Bronx. So when I'm in Philly and I want to go to the store to grab something to eat real fast, I'll just walk to the store. The security is like, no, brother, we need to stay with you. And I'm like, why? And there was a shootout like the week before we started filming. There were bullet holes still in the house next to the Taylor house where we filmed. Damn, so in terms of like us, there's no exaggeration.
I counted them. It was 18.
You know what I'm saying?
Really,
like, no, for real. I mean, it's crazy that I laugh, but you know, laughter comes out of those, you know.
Listen, Sway, we was getting off work, man, and like 3 or 4 in the morning, and you would see fist fights. Well, I almost cussed. But you see I saw a cat throw a guy out the door, and they fight in the street. Just 2 guys, fist fighting. And everything else is like I Am Legend, Ghost Town, with 2 cats fighting
by themselves,
shirts off, and I was like, you know, that's what it was.
But what the film does is show why these situations may occur, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who don't know. They judge the inner city and they judge us as a people, but they don't say, well, why is this happening? You know, like Cory's character, yeah, he's in the streets and he's in that life. but he has a reason. He has to survive. He has to be the father for his brother and his sister. Macy, their mom, she's going through what she's going through, and Cory has to step up and be the man. So in turn, he maybe had to, I don't know did you have to drop out of school? I'm not sure if the character dropped out of school, but he had to be that father figure. So
he had to drop his hoop dreams.
Yeah, he had to drop his hoop dreams, but he gave it to his younger brother so he could live through it, and he got to survive, and that's what the film does.
Same thing for Julito's character. He enters into the picture to defend his family's honor, his neighborhood's honor. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that, life has certain codes, and you apply certain codes to different, scenarios. The code of the street is a real thing. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And there are rules and regulations, and that's what you're starting to understand now. Like, is it right? Is it wrong? That's not for us to really judge. You know what I'm saying?
Julito. Yes, got it.
Julito, mi amigo, ¿cómo estás?
All right. You know more Spanish than I do.
Oh, you only poquito. All right. You feel like this can be, because when I watch a lot of political stuff. I'm a avid. I like watching news in the political arena, and I always feel like when there's laws or bills or that are suggested or passed or programs that are designed to aid people in the inner city, you kind of always have this misinformed perspective on why these things are important. There are a lot of folks who feel like people just try to mooch off the government or mooch off the country, and as opposed to they're just trying to fend their way and navigate through their circumstances based on their inner city environment. Right. Do you feel like this can kind of be like a eye opener or a lens into inner city that people who don't know,
most definitely, honestly, man. The work I try to do in my acting career is to give a voice to the voices, as Eric said. When I did The Wire, it was so shocking because no one had ever seen the urban community like that. And I enjoyed doing that because we have stories. We're not just ratchet television. We're not just, we're not that.
We're not just slaves and servants.
Yeah, we
and
have
maids.
way more stories and way more, answers to these questions a lot of people may have. So, yeah, I really think Brotherly Love is going to do that.
We fall in love, shit.
Right.
Right?
It's a love story. It's
Cry.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
But at the same time, like you said, you grew up in Chicago and you've seen a lot. Like, people may not understand that, Cory Hardrict has you've seen him on the movies, you've seen him on the big screen, but it's no difference from, Allen Iverson, who came from the streets and made it in the NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Cory, who came from Chicago, now he's making it in Hollywood.
Right.
Right? You don't have any fear of playing roles like this might hinder you from playing roles on more event-type films in the future.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Because, like I said, you need to secure your audience first, our people. Yeah. I just did it the other way around. But it's all good. It's all about the body of work and doing great work. You shouldn't fear anything if the work is solid and great. Okay. I'm not gonna do no buffoonery, never. That ain't part of me. So I don't compromise or I don't conform for nobody.
That's right, Cory Hardrict, man. Hey, man. Well, listen, man. Brotherly Love, man. We're gonna
April 24th.
April 24th. That's this Friday.
This Friday.
And we want to encourage everybody, all our citizens, if you're gonna be out this weekend, go check out this movie.
Support it.
Support the movie.
Yeah.
You guys can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Brotherly Love the Movie. You can add it. You can hashtag it. Just if you've seen it, don't talk about the ending.
The ending is crazy out here.
Yeah, it's stupid, man.
It's good.
The ending, but it's worth going to see. Cory, man, always good, brother.
Thank you, Sway. I appreciate you, man.
It's all love, man.
Hey, brother. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. Julito, mi amigo. All right, Sway in the morning, Shade 45.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.